Good afternoon, second graders. I am Mrs. Munoz, as you met me in your introduction video. Today, remember, we have our two colors. Red means you're going to stop and watch, and green means you're going to go with me. And everything I write in green, you should write. Okay, so today's lesson is equal shares of a whole circle. We're on page 31 in your student journal. 31 in your student journal. Okay, so I'll give you a second to quickly find 31 in your student journal. Okay, our objective for the day, an objective, remember, is like a goal. Okay, so our goal or our objective today is that today I will learn about partitioning. And partitioning, we'll talk about in a minute, partitioning circles that are equal shares. Okay, so today I will learn about partitioning circles that are equal shares. Okay, partition means to divide objects into equal shares. Sometimes we even think about the word to cut. So we're going to cut them into equal shares. And they give us some pictures here. Here I have a whole circle. And here if I wanted to cut it into halves, halves means two halves, I needed to cut it here because this is an equal share. Okay, I'm going to pick up my red pen. Remember, when I write in red, you don't write with me. So what I couldn't do is I could not have taken this circle and cut it like this. So yes, that cut it into two pieces, but when you partition it, you always have to make it equal or fair. Can you imagine if this was your favorite kind of pizza and you were supposed to share it with your friend and your friend cut it here and said, here's your piece, this is mine? That would not be fair, okay? So thirds was a little tricky. The way that I always do thirds is I start in the middle and then I draw my lines out to try and make it as fair as possible. But 3/3, we call this thirds when there's three of them, make one whole. And then here they cut it into fourths. So they cut it in half, and then they cut each of those pieces in half again, which made 4 pieces. Okay, so that's what we're going to be practicing today. Okay, please turn your page. You'll see some notes in here that we're going to pass, and we're going to turn to page 36 and try some of these together. Okay, before we actually do that, I still have my green pen out, so let's grab that. Okay, it says show 2 halves make a whole. Okay, so there's some key words there. 2 halves. Okay, make one whole. Now, we're practicing circles. So the first thing we need to do is make a circle. Now, if you are struggling with making a straight circle, a really round circle, don't worry. Just do the very best you can. You don't need to go get something to trace. Just do the very best. Okay, so remember, we need to partition this into 2, and we call them halves, and we want it to be as fair as possible. So we would just cut it in half here. And if I had 2 halves, if I had 1 half and 1 half, then I have the whole circle. So that's what that tells us. If you have 2 of them, you have 1 whole. Okay, let's try our next one. Show 3/3 makes a whole. Okay, so I'm going to have cut it into thirds, and I'm going to have all 3 of them. Okay, so first let's do our best to draw our circle. Okay, I had told you when I do thirds, I like to start in the middle, and then I kind of go out from the middle to try and make it as fair as possible. So these are called thirds. If I have 3 of them, if I have this piece, and this piece, doesn't that equal 1 whole? So if I have all 3/3, it's worth 1 whole. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, we're doing circles, so draw your circle. This one says show 4/4 makes a whole. Well, let's cut it into 4 pieces, as fair as I can make it. These are called fourths, and if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, if I have all 4 pieces, I have the whole entire circle. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to turn the page to page 37, and I want you to try these two without me. And I will see you tomorrow to try some more math. Have a great day. Bye.